Sometimes when we anticipate the sequel to a movie, we tend to build it up in our brains a little bit more than what we expect that we do. And then when it finally comes out, we're like, oh. I want to say welcome back. This is me, your friendly neighborhood deputy. And these are Movie Deputy podcasts, or Movie Deputy Reviews podcasts, where we go in depth and interrogate movies for their plot and content. And I am really good at upsetting Hollywood. And I learned with time I'm pretty good at upsetting a lot of people too. But at the same time, I have a pretty loyal following of people that like the way that I do these reviews. I don't just talk about the movie. I talk about a little bit of other stuff along with the movie that ties back to the movie, usually in a lot of ways, and try to incorporate some of my own life, just because life is life. I have missed a couple of weeks, but this week I have been back every day, and today is Friday. So this is my 5th episode of this week, and it's been a while since I managed to pull this off. So probably since we were on our trip. I am going to be doing a special episode over on the Movie Deputy channel and just kind of chronicle, I can't talk, just basically showcasing a few of the places that were memorable on our trip, and just shout out to a few of the businesses on there as well. I'm going to try to get that done this next week, so if you want to come back and check that out, that'll be just a special episode over on the Movie Deputy channel where all of our bonus content lies. But over here at Movie Deputy Reviews is where you will find all of our movie reviews. And today, we are talking about Joker Folie deux. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right, but it's close enough. So, this one definitely is getting a guilty rating. I have an insider with some of the studios, and so I got a sneak peek of this movie a couple months back. And that one that I saw was, I had high hopes based on that. It wasn't excellent, but it was entertaining. And when I was at the theater and I saw the final version of this, I was just left going like, what in the world did I just watch? The 2019 version of Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Of course, Joaquin Phoenix is still in this one too, as is Gaga. And no, I'm not a baby like Lady Gaga. But can't laugh yet. Sorry, that hurts. Sorry. I don't edit anything out, and I'm going to include that. Sorry. But this was definitely not what I was expecting. There were scenes that were cut that I felt they were poignant. There were other scenes that have been added, and let's see, how do I put this? If you have seen Joker, even if you haven't seen Joker, in this one he is in prison in Arkham, and he is serving the time for what he did at the end of the Joker movie, and he's serving his time, and he's getting ready to go to court and face the charges and get sentenced for everything that happened. Well, along the way, he has a chance that he meets up with somebody and he ends up meeting her in Arkham there, as she is a prisoner from another part of the prison, and her name is Harley. So a lot of people are going to recognize that name is Harley Quinzel, but that's not how she's known here. She's known here as just being Lee, but you'll kind of put the pieces together as the story goes. Don't worry, no spoilers, no spoilers. But so as this kind of goes on, we see how her and Joker interact, and then they start these singing numbers, and basically they turn this into a musical. There is very little of the story that is told. We basically see him go to trial. We see some of the arguments of things that happened in the previous movie, and we kind of see how that plays out. And of course, all of these scenes have a something singing in there, and they manage to try to escape together, and something happens there, and then they find themselves in this other situation that is something going on in the real world, and just Now, mind you, when I say the real world, I'm referring to Arkham. I'm referring to Gotham. I'm referring to this whole area. I'm not referring to our world. I'm referring to the DC universe that this is happening in. And so that is probably not going to be a surprise to a lot of people, but there's very little story progression. What little story progression that you see here, it leaves you just kind of wondering what in the world we just watched. If you have already wasted your money on a ticket to this, I apologize that I did not get this up sooner for you. I am giving Joker folie deux a whopping, and trust me, this was being generous, a whopping 3 out of 10 on the deputy scale. I debated in the 2s, but honestly, there's going to be somebody out there that likes this. And a 3 is if you really must watch this, wait till it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, instant video. Because at least you can churn it off. Hopefully you're not wasting money on a rental fee to watch this. There's very little story progression, like I said, to discuss. It talks a little bit about his home life prior to, almost like it's referencing things that happened prior to Joker. But it's not, it's not like doing these whole, like, back scenes or like I can't even think what they're called, but where it just jumps backwards in time. It's not doing that. It's just more reliving things from his past and how that's helped shape who he is today. There's a lot of, I might as well just call it out like it is, sex, drugs, and musical. That a lot of drugs, a lot of language, a lot of just violence, and not even violence that adds to the story, like gratuitous violence that just leaves you wondering just why. So there's very little to talk about in this one, and I'm not going to waste your time any longer. I hope that you come back and check out other reviews. They're not all as depressing as this one, and let's just say the movie is way more depressing than this review. So if you missed this one, you're not missing much. But I hope you come back. I hope you click those buttons. And as always, I will be back soon. Bye-bye.